Hi, so I am reviewing The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. And to be honest with you, you see how skinny that is. I really thought that it was going to be a quick read. But as I started, I got stuck on the first page. The way that A.W. Tozer writes, it's almost like poetry, so it speaks to the heart. Now, I will tell you that the first edition was written in 1948, so the way he speaks is definitely different than how we speak now, so I had to look up several words along the way. But he really talks about how Christ can be received without that loving relationship, and that's what we bank on. Like that's kind of our salvation story that we've been handed down, the reason and what that means, and how the world makes it so easy for us to be satisfied with heaven later and our self life now. And he talks about how, as selfish human beings, we cover ourselves in our sin and shame and shortcomings, even after we know that we've been forgiven. But we put faith in those things. We put faith in our sin. We put faith in our shame, and that's how we live. And why would we want to have a relationship with a father if that's what we see, if that's what he sees is our shortcomings? But then he begins to just break down the simplicity of, man, what it means to have a relationship with the Father. And he throws a lot of scripture in there, a lot of it from the Old Testament, and breaks down, well, what does having faith mean? Well, it means this. And then he walks that out. What does it mean to be saved? What does it mean for us to look at things and believe them, but then believe it in our hearts, like the differences? And I kind of imagine him as a grumpy old man talking to me, and how he's very straightforward with the way that he speaks, but yet because his words are like poetry, it just speaks the softness of and the passion of what he's trying to convey to you about how we make pursuing God and having that relationship, we make it difficult, but really it's really simple. He just keeps pointing back to the fact that God is the creator of the earth, and he is seeking to speak himself out to all his creation. So it definitely just rekindled that passion, and helped me to see that these, I make it harder than it really is, and that God really does is seeking me and wants me to seek him. So I will be reading it again. I highly recommend it. It's such a sweet book, and yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks.